So over the past few months, I've been going through this little period of becoming more discerning with pretty much everything in my life. The people, the decisions I'm making, the situations that I'm in, just all of it. Boundaries. I guess being more discerning is helping me create more boundaries and really wanting to understand where a lot of my stress comes from, because I know that when I'm stressed, I'm not in alignment and flow, and when I'm frustrated, that's the same thing. So any of those lower vibrational emotions, lower frequency emotions, when I'm starting to feel that way, especially frustration, because that's part of my human design. I know when I'm frustrated, that's a huge sign for me that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I'm becoming very discerning. That's also, if any of you know human design, it's like, sort of a similar modality to numerology and astrology. So you get a human design chart and blah, blah, blah. And one of my gates is very much about frustration and becoming more discerning to help me move away from being so fucking frustrated so often. And so that's my chart and my design. But I've been becoming more discerning, and I've made a decision in the last probably last week or so, to become removed from a situation that I was once really excited about, which kind of makes me sad. But at the same time, I feel kind of mixed emotions around my decision to remove myself, mainly because, again, I was so excited for this thing to be happening. And then external factors have come into play. We can't control anything externally to ourselves, only our perception and reaction, and anything that triggers us is obviously a point of within you that needs healing. So I've come at it from that point of view and have decided that the ongoing decisions and what is going to ensue from here is going to cause me monumental amounts of stress with several people that I am not going to be able to do anything about. And so I've become a lot more discerning towards that. I've decided to step away from it and have nothing to do with it. And in turn, I've decided to spend that time that I would normally be stressing and trying to control external factors to myself, because control is just a fucking illusion. We can't control shit external to ourselves, other than our perceptions and reactions and healing process. So I've decided to spend all of my time looking at that and dealing with that in order to heal whatever is being triggered in this moment around this situation. And it's been a lot. And I feel like I am 1,000% understand and know that it is my choice to do that, and I needed to be prepared to deal with any fallout from other people, or just what I thought in my mind would happen as a result of me making this decision. And am I okay? Am I prepared to take full responsibility for any consequences and repercussions that happen or may happen beyond this, even the ones that I can't foresee or expect? And I'm 1,000% am, because my life right now, with the levels of stress, is out of control and causing a lot of problems. So for anyone who is experiencing that same thing, where you've got so many things pulling you in different directions, and a lot of it, when you really zoom out and look at your life, and a lot of it is you taking on other people's shit and wanting to people please, or is your support really enabling rather than actual support? Support can look like many different things, but support doesn't need to be you jumping in and wanting to save people, right? Support can just be you listening. Support can just be you offering advice, but it doesn't mean you have to go beyond that and take the action to try and save the fucking person. So I would love to hear from you guys. For those of you who are really struggling with how can you offload, how can you stop, how can you become more discerning, what does just being discerning mean, how can you put more time into that piece of discernment that you might be missing from your life, and then from there putting yourself forward and putting that time that you would be spending trying to control situations and people into actually figuring out what the trigger is behind that and healing yourself, rather than taking the path that you always take of people pleasing and wanting to do things for everyone. Can you hear my voice? This is a huge piece for me. But I feel really comfortable in knowing that I can let that go. And I feel like when we choose to do things like that, also we create that space, and something else will fill it if you don't take the action to fill it yourself. So the action that I have taken is new boundaries, but also putting myself first in terms of wanting to dig in and understand what's the real reason I'm being so triggered about this scenario, and wanting to heal that part of me. And the way that I will know how healed I am is my level of an intensity and charge of reaction in my trigger towards anything that happens around that scenario. So the more removed I am, and you can't do the spiritual bypass where you just cut people off and you think that's it, that's not what this is about. You can cut people off, but in the other side of that, and I've spoken about this before, on the other side of that, what you need to do is fill that space. And if you don't fill it with intentional work like this, something else will come along and take its place for you. And what that will be is the same shit as before, and it's just going to keep feeding that trigger. So you need to fill that space with healing work, and understanding what's going on. So I'm not so worried about the scenario anymore. I just want to know why I'm so triggered about it. I want to heal myself on that so I can truly let it go, beyond just the discerning and beyond just the intention setting, but actually taking the action to heal so I can really let it go out of my mind, body, and, my spiritual space. I'd love to hear from you guys on how you handle things like this, how you've been navigating the people pleasing, being more discerning with where your energy and time, money, health, love is all spent, and what it looks like for you. Because once you start to move into this space, you will start to and honor yourself and your choices and your decisions. What you find you feel supporting someone looks like is very different. It opens your eyes and your heart up to a different space than what you're in now.